Hello guys, welcome to Tiny Scroll. Be sure to like this video and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. This is Saving Nora episode 13. To see the full playlist from episode 1, check the link in our description. That whole situation with your other child, Dad was the one that handled it. He never told me any details. I don't know anything. Angela was sobbing so hard that Nora could barely understand what she was saying. Everyone else was too far away to hear their conversation. Nora frowned slightly, frightening Angela so badly that she cried out, "I really don't know. I swear. You can break my nose if it turns out I'm lying." Angela had been vain since she was a child. Nora knew she would never risk her good looks over a lie. Nora couldn't hide her disappointment, but she couldn't be bothered to waste any more time on this. So she stood up and slowly walked out. When she passed by Justin, Nora thought of how he'd rushed in to defend her. She had thanked him by getting violent herself. She wondered if he was embarrassed by her behavior.
She wanted to explain.
She turned her head to look at Justin. He was looking back at her, his eyes deep and unfathomable. Nora thought for a moment. Once she knew what she wanted to say, her lips parted. But the moment she opened her mouth, she couldn't suppress a wide yawn. Justin was rendered speechless. Next to him, Lawrence was furious. It was bad enough she attacked that other woman and Mr. Hunt just let it happen. But now she's yawning in his face? Who does she think she is? She's really pushing her luck. As soon as the thought appeared in his mind, the woman spoke. "Sorry, I wasn't trying to cause trouble for you, Mr. Hunt." The corners of Lawrence's lips spasmed a little. He thought dismissively. Only a fool would believe that. He was just about to give her a sarcastic reply when he heard his boss's simple, icy cold reply. Aha! Lawrence was confused. Her explanation was finished. Nora continued on her way. Justin stared at her as she walked away and narrowed his eyes. The woman's actions just now had been decisive and straightforward, and hadn't been sloppy in the least. They had seemed calculated, but it also seemed like she hadn't gotten what she wanted, and she looked a little sad. He found himself feeling compelled to help her. While he was contemplating this unexpected reaction, he heard Lawrence snort. "It's a good thing you stopped those rich brats from ganging up on her. Otherwise, Miss Smith might have beaten them all to a pulp." Justin didn't respond. Lawrence continued, "I hope she didn't think you were going out of your way just to save her. She's already currying favor with Pete to get close to you. If she takes this the wrong way, it'll be even harder to shake her off." Justin gave him a frosty look.
Keep your advice to yourself.
Meanwhile, Cherry had made her way to the cafe. She was wearing a t-shirt, overalls, cowboy hat, and sunglasses. From head to toe, she looked adorable and endearing. She bounced into the cafe and picked up her cell phone to find that Chesty had sent her several text messages. "Are you here yet? You're already 10 minutes late. I hope you're not running away. Are you secretly an amazingly hot girl or something?" Cherry was about to reply when she received a call from Chesty. She picked up and said, "I'm here, Chesty. Table 25 and 26 and 28. Chester was already seated there with 3 empty glasses in front of him, bored out of his mind. Yeah, table 28. That's right. You're here. Chester, where are you? Look down." He looked down and saw the top of a cowboy hat. His gaze continued down past the brim of the hat to see the incredibly familiar face of his nephew, Pete. Chester was perplexed. He rubbed his eyes and opened them again. The child was still there in front of him. He became even more confused, and he nervously said into the phone, "Leader, I'm here, Chesty." Beside him was the small child speaking in a high-pitched voice. Through his cell phone, he could hear the same voice. Chester collapsed back into his chair as if he had just seen a ghost. He looked at Cherry incredulously and stammered, "Leader?" Cherry blinked her big round eyes. That's me." She hadn't expected to find out that her uncle was Chesty either. The two of them had even had pizza with her father. Cherry ended the call on her phone, climbed into the chair opposite, and sat down. Then she said to a waitress, "A glass of milk, please. I'm still growing up, so I can't drink coffee." "Thank you." The waitress's heart melted into a puddle of goo at the sight of the grinning little kid. "Sure, kiddo. Just a moment." She quickly ran off to get the milk. Chester felt as if the sky was falling. He couldn't believe that this confident little kid was really his nephew. Pete had always been so shy and clumsy with words. Has he just been pretending to be a quiet kid all this time? Is he just messing with his dad? It was bad enough that Chester himself was messing around playing games all day long. But Pete was the one and only grandson of the Hunt family. He was Justin's only son. If Justin found out that he had been playing games with Pete, Chester swallowed hard. He felt like a dead man walking. Chester shuddered. Suddenly, he jumped to his feet anxiously. Shit, it's already 8:30. Justin will be getting back soon. You have to hurry and get back upstairs to do your homework or your dad's gonna kill us both. He threw $30 on the table, grabbed Cherry by the hand, and ran out of the cafe with her as if they were competing in a sprint. But as he reached the hotel lobby, he spotted Justin exiting the bar with a group of bodyguards and waiting by the elevator. Chester was shocked. He let go of Chesty's hand and said, "Go up the stairs to the second floor while I stop Justin. After that, hurry up to the top floor and don't let anyone find you." Without waiting for Cherry to reply, Chester rushed toward Justin, trying to suppress his nervous, jittery energy. "I need to have a talk with you, Justin." Justin asked, "What kind of talk?" Chester braced himself against his brother's icy gaze, bit the bullet, and said, "A heart-to-heart talk." "I'm not available right now," Justin said coldly and entered the elevator. Chester followed him in. To buy more time, he pressed the elevator buttons for every floor in a panic. "It'll only take a little of your time, Justin." Justin narrowed his eyes and said with mild displeasure, "This had better be important. Justin, Chester racked his brains, but he couldn't think of any troubles that he had. Finally, he mumbled out, "I don't like women." He was dumbfounded that that was all he'd been able to come up with. Thankfully, he'd mumbled so quietly that Justin wasn't sure he'd heard him right. When his brother asked him to repeat himself in panic, I don't know what I'm saying, Justin, Chester rambled meaninglessly for the rest of the elevator ride, desperately trying to fill the time and failing to hide his own nerves. When they reached the top floor and opened the door, he saw Pete sitting studying at his desk. He gave a huge sigh of relief. After watching Justin enter the study, Chester snuck over to Pete and winked. "Good work, kid. I made a fool of myself in that elevator, but I guess it was worth it." Pete's mind filled with questions as he tried to understand his uncle's inexplicable words. He wondered if Uncle Chester had gone mad. Downstairs in the lobby, Cherry was puzzled. She had watched her father and uncle enter the elevator, and she had run after them with her short little legs. Unfortunately, she wasn't fast enough, and the door had slid shut before she could join them. Her uncle had told her to go to the top floor, but there were 2 presidential suites on the top floor, and she didn't know which one he wanted her to go to. Cherry wondered if it was possible that Daddy might be the dummy next door Mummy had told her about. She decided to go to the top floor to look for her father anyway. She could ask him why he had made her and her mum move to a different room. Is it because he didn't like us anymore? With that in mind, she entered the elevator, pushed herself up on tiptoe, and pressed the button to send the elevator to the top floor.